All right, we back at it. Chuck Dizzle with you live and direct, man. Keeping it homegrown as always. Today, we got a special guest. My man, he's a fashion designer. He's an innovator. He's an icon. All right, the mastermind behind That's an Awful Lot of Cough Syrup, man. Desto Dubb in the building, man. How you doing, bro?
Awful lot of it. Your boy Desto Dubb from the gutter to butter. We in the building.
Yo, I love your story. I love what you bring to the table, what you bring to Los Angeles, what you bring to fashion, man. I want to take it back, man. Take it back from day one, man. How did this all originate for you, man? I heard there was a story that this kind of all originated from you not having shit. And pretty much from a ground up story.
Yeah.
So kind of talk to me about that.
That's the hunger, though. You know, like in every aspect of life, you know, if you want to be great, it has to be something that was pulling you down and you just pulled up so much. And when it released, you just shot up. Yeah. So the hunger was there from the lack of, you know, but I always, in the lack of having money to buy the clothes, lack of girls liking me because I didn't have the money to buy the clothes.
Trickle down effect.
Just, you know, just the lack of in general. But the clothing journey, really, like, overall, I feel like, because somebody told me, what inspired you to make clothes? And I was thinking in my head, like, bro, like, what, really? And I'm thinking of all these fashion designers, and I'm like, I never looked at a fashion designer and felt inspired. What inspired me was one year, I was hanging out with my homies Overdose. There was a big group in LA, you feel me?
Hell yeah.
And I'm just trying to figure out where I fit in. You know, I always had like a little background in clothing, you know, just from fixing my own pants and like, you know, distressing my own jeans. But I heard Mac Miller say he made $1 million in merch per show. And I'm just like, whoa. So like, while they on stage, I could be running the merch. And I already know about clothes and screen printing and sewing. So that's what really inspired me to go after the clothes. Like, I want to make the merchandise for my boys' group, you know? And then it went from making the merchandise for them, then wanting to make the merchandise for myself, and then making merchandise for myself turned into a brand. So, yeah, it was the lack of gave me the hunger, but it was like that hunger that kept me searching for a meal. And I seen something that was like, okay, you could do this because you kind of already know these things, and then it could better prepare you for when it's your chance to shine.
Now, at the time, were you an artist as well? I mean,
everybody's an artist. You put 10 people in the room, they all like put me on the track. I want to do a song. Was I taking it serious? Was I signed? Was I putting out? No, but yeah, when I heard songs, did I make my version of it? Yes. Did I, like, when I was rapping, was I kind of writing stuff down? Was I in the studio? I was an artist, but I was like, I was like the guy on the team that wasn't producing. You know, I was like a part of the team, but I wasn't the shooter or the point guard or the center. You know, but I was on the team. It's just I didn't do that. You know, I didn't do the rapping part so much. I did it sometimes for fun. Wasn't making me no money, so I was trying to find other avenues that, cause you know, fun and keep money in my pocket till I so-called made it. You know, everybody think they're going to make it. Every artist that's starting off like, it's either now or later.
It's going to happen.
I'm around all these people, they blowing up. I guarantee it's going to make it. So that's where it really started at, that Mac Miller saying he made a meal. And I'm like, bro, I got
So was that a conversation you had heard him say? Or
it was all over social media.
Okay, it was an interview. It wasn't something that you
probably was an interview he said, or he tweeted or something like that went viral on Twitter. This is around Twitter and I think MySpace kind of. So,
but it was enough for you to actually grab that and be like, okay, wait, hold on. Let me just stop in my tracks of what I'm doing. Let me figure out, and I'm locking in on this. That was gonna be my next question, man. With so many things that you do now, like did that carry on into other things as a kid, right? You know, you said the lack of not having so yeah, talk about that. What other things were you doing prior to the fashion? Like what was on your mind?
Well, mainly selling stuff, buying stuff for the low. I used to think I had a God-given talent from being from LA. Yeah. And us having, like, LA, you know what our gold and our oil is, you know? And out of town people come here for our gold and our oil, our flowers and our oil, let's be exact. So I just thought, thank you, Lord, for blessing me to be in a field where they want something that I could buy and sell for more, you know? And that's closer to the Overdose days. But if you want to start way back, I did anything my hands could do. You know, I never wanted to go to school or learn anything. Not like I went to high school, but I went there to dress and be fly.
That's funny.
You know, but as far as like making money, I was trying to do anything that my hands could touch, okay? Buying and selling, trading, building. As a kid, I used to go and collect cans to go to the can place, sell the cans, buy bike parts, put the bike parts together, sell the bikes. And then after I messed that money off, I might go and ride around with my homies and steal a bike, take it apart, spray paint it, sell that one. You know, I was cutting grass. I had a lady down the street. She had like a foster house. I'm over there like, I'll cut all these kids' hair for $20.
Get out of here.
You know,
At what age? At what age is this?
This was like 5, 6, 7, 8. Like,
you cutting hair at 5 years old?
No, I wasn't cutting hair at 5.
Oh,
but I was doing the can stuff.
Got you. But
I mean?
you're saying the entrepreneurial spirit was there from
yeah. At five, at 5, I probably was just wiping the windows and cleaning out people's cars and wiping people's cars off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At like 10 and stuff, you know, I graduated to going down the street cutting grass and stuff like that. You know, at 15, it was more so buy, trade, sell.
Yeah.
You know, but a lot of the stuff all the way up until high school was like more innocent stuff because I was a real, like, my mom didn't let me spend a night out. She didn't let me do a lot of stuff. So all the way up to high school, it was just whatever I could find right there to do on that block of 104th and Avalon and Watts.
Damn.
So it's like whatever I seen I could do. You need me to do it, I'm gonna do it for a couple of dollars.
So did you pick this up from watching other people? You got siblings? Like, did you see that, or this is just all pure hustle? Like even moms, did you see moms working different jobs?
My mom always worked. My dad never had a real job, but he always hustled.
Got it. So you just saw it from jump.
I had cousins. Nobody had a real job in my family. They all was gangsters, bro.
Yeah.
Like I was raised full of like, you know, that 90s gangster, hard. I was raised around that, you know, so all they was doing was, they was buying and selling, but you didn't know what they was buying and selling. You just always seen them with nice things, Dickies shorts. That's why I'm big on Dickies. Like my family will wear Dickies every day. I know my uncle to this day, all he wears Dickies.
That's fire.
You know what I mean? So I really just took that and flipped it into my own stuff. But yeah, my family all was like minimal hustlers. So digging in the trash cans, my parents used to take, like I said, when I was 4 or 5, that's before, like some days I would miss school on Fridays and want to go with my parents. They'll throw my ass in the trash can to get the cans out.
Wow.
And I'm thinking this is fun.
Yeah.
I'm not even thinking nothing to it. We like little kids, like, going in there searching, no gloves, throwing them out. Yeah. We pushing the basket down the street. You know what I mean?
Making it work.
The bills was paid, but they still wanted a little extra money. I'd get some money and stuff. So, and then my grandfather, it's just always being in me, bro.
Man, so let's fast forward to that. That's an awful lot of cough syrup, man. So you the entrepreneurial spirit's been in you. You figure out, you know, oh man, merch is my thing, right?
Merch is it.
This is it. So coming up with the name and kind of pushing that lane, was it resistance when you first started doing it?
No, because I was already surrounded. Like, come on, the group name was Overdose.
Right. Yeah.
Like, y'all not really tripping. We were, like, big on certain things. So, it really, to tell you the truth, I tell people this story all the time, and they try to think, how did you come up with the name? How did you come up with the name? I didn't come up with the name. The people came up with the name. You know, I can show you my first shirt design. It was not, that's an awful lot of cough syrup. It was a jersey that said activist. Then I made another jersey that said high tech. Then I made another jersey that said another brand. You know, then I put them all together on one shirt. And then I made another shirt that was like my first album I made. You know, I was like bleaching rock band tees and then dyeing them and selling them and distressing them, you know. So those were all things that I was doing. But as I was making a lot of these rock band tees, I just always thought I'm over here promoting Iron Maiden and probably like all of these rock bands. I wish I could just switch it into my name or something that'll bring it back to me, because I'm steadily using these other people's names and artworks, and I'd rather just be pushing mine.
Right.
And then it just came to me just sitting there thinking, like, bro, I got to put this on a shirt. And it was really just a shirt design. And, like, let's say we got 5, you got 5 T-shirts, right? And they keep grabbing this one. They keep grabbing this one.
Supply and
you
demand.
You take this one, you with your homies. Next thing you know, Adam 22 is wearing this one. Now he's tweeting it. Now he's like, hey, bro, I want to sell your shirts inside my store.
Wow.
And I'm like, cool, 80 a pop.
Yeah.
But I'm not knowing how it works. And he like, okay, 80, cool. Here go 40. I'm like, 40? He like, yeah, we got to take a percentage, you know what I mean, for selling your stuff. I'm not just selling it for nothing.
For the hell of it,
you know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, we got to raise the price then, you know? So then just doing that over and over again and just seeing how they gravitated towards the shirt, it's like, look, y'all want this? I'm going to be like Supreme. I'm going to keep putting this box logo on different colors. I think I stayed with the same shirt for like 3-4 years.
I think it's important to talk about the consistency and understanding what the consumer wants and not being in your feelings about it. Because you could have pivoted and be like, well, no, I want to make sure I want to do this and push this. It's like, nah, let me just go with this. How did you take the emotion out of it and just say like, all right, nah, instead of trying to push other things, let me just stick with this, what the people want, and continue to supply what that demand
I'm
is.
a hustler. You always give people what the people want. You don't give them what you want. I can buy 5 different strands. They want this strand, whether it's the lowest or not. I'm going to buy more of this strand. You know, it's all about analytics. And to tell you the truth, one of the biggest ways I learned that, I was selling candy as a kid. You know, that was my first way off the block. It was a dude named Tyrone. He would drive around, pick up the kids, drop them off in higher areas of the community, Banks, Westchester, Hollywood, Beverly Hills. And from there, you get a sense of people that's buying, people that's not buying, how to talk to people, how to approach people, because you're sitting there all summer, every day, just trying to sell some candy.
What's one of the biggest tips or first tips that you learned, you know, doing that hand-to-hand combat, even let's say as early as candy, right? What's one of those big tips that you learned like, oh, damn, this strategy actually works?
There's a few. The first one, be next to the money. Got to be next to the money. Don't drop me off at the grocery store. Don't drop me off at the laundromat. Don't drop me off at the bank. They're doing 2 things, taking it in or pulling it out. Drop me off at the bank. Then the next thing I'll notice was how to approach people. You don't just say, hey, you want to buy something? Hey, you want to buy something? Hey, you want to buy something? Hey, you want to? You don't do that. Somebody walk past, I like your shoes.
Start with the compliment.
Have a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Queen.
Yeah. Grand Rising. Yeah.
Okay. That car clean, bro. Yeah. Oh, thank you, brother. Come back out. So what you selling? That was the first one right there.
Yeah.
First big one. You know, and I teach that to all these little kids sitting outside my store selling candy. You don't just go straight on trying to sell them something.
Yeah.
Hit them with a compliment. Hit them with something that's going to they gonna hear in their ear trying to ignore you, and they not going to be able to say no.
Yeah.
Or if they do, they just really trying to block you out. Have a beautiful day. I just wanted to tell you that. Then you learn you don't got to always catch them the first round.
I love that you give that knowledge to those that are coming up, you know, somebody that may have been in your situation, because little things like that, I feel like it's one of those seeds that's planted. Like somebody will probably remember running up on you trying to do the same thing. And it's like, damn, I got that game from Dubb. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, now I know how to do the same thing and kind of like start their entrepreneurial journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's fire, man. So I want to talk about your friendships with Drakeo the Ruler and Nipsey Hussle, man. 2, you know, key figures out here. I seen in an interview that you said that, you know, nobody's really paying attention until Drakeo posted your shit or was you know, sporting your shit. Man. Talk about your friendship first and foremost, and then
I was a fan, bro. I was a fan. Well, honestly, I wasn't even a fan first. Drakeo was a customer of mine.
Word, got you.
He was a customer of mine who was a great customer, and he would always tell me, I rap. Like I said, everybody rap, bro. I rap too. You want to hear some shit? Like, everybody rap. But then I heard a song, and I'm like, whoa, hold on. Banging. Me and my boys playing it. Me and Overdose even playing it more, playing it. And I'm like hearing more songs. I'm like, hold on. I think this is one of my customers. So then I pull up and I'm like, hey, bro, this you? And then right then I became a bigger fan.
Wow.
Because I'm like, you really rapping this stuff. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of people kind of be bigger than what they know. So at the point in time, even when he was a fan, he was huge. I think this is when Mustard was trying to pick him up and stuff like that. And I'm still just pulling up on him in a parking lot or pulling up on him in an alley or something at his mom's house. Right. You know, at why he's big bank, why he's still doing, bitch, you been to joint, bitch, I've been to joint. This is before, bitch, I've been to joint. So when that dropped, I'm like, bro, you really are it.
Yeah.
You know, and with me being so involved with Overdose, I always knew producers, always knew engineers, I always knew engineers who mix and mastered. So I've always, even Overdose, I've always been the type that, like, if you got to step on my back to get to the next level and you could pull us all up with it, step on my back.
Do what you got to do, yeah.
You know what I mean? If all 5 of us is on a ship going to Mars, it don't matter who's driving or who's in the passenger ship. It's about us making it to the destination. So once I just really once I recognized the talent he had, I just started introducing him to some of my higher level friends that does what he needed. You know, his first mixtape that was ever mixed and mastered was by some of my buddies that I introduced to and brought him to.
Wow.
And then with that being said, he knew he could always lean on me, whether he's going to jail, calling me, coming out, you know, and I just always mess with him. Now, the last stretch that he did, I think before he went in, I didn't even have a clothing line. I was just kind of, like, I had a clothing line, but I wasn't on the clothes. You know, I was more still trying to make music and hustle and stuff like that. So I think the last stretch he went in, after I helped him out, you know, it's like, hey, when he get back, we got to protect him.
Yeah.
And when he came back out the last time, he was so shocked because he seen all of the notoriety my brand was getting, not knowing that it wasn't really in LA. He'll just see like the Young Thugs and the Futures and all these Atlanta and out of Miami and Florida artists wearing it. That he was like, oh, bro, yeah, like, you know, I'm with you.
Right,
I want to wear everything. I'm only wearing your stuff. I'm like, yeah, you can have this shit.
Right, go ahead. Know? Right.
Like, we wear the same size. Take this, take that, take that. And while that's happening, I just started growing more of a LA fan base. Like in that parking lot when I was selling clothes, people from LA wasn't pulling up like that. You know, it was mostly people coming from out of town to pick up things. You know, because during the COVID, shit was booming.
Yeah.
They'll fly into town. They'll fly in weekly. Downtown is full of people that fly in monthly or weekly. They'll even have an apartment. So they was flying in, buying the clothes, you know, going back out. I'm reposting, I'm doing this. So then when he got out, he thought it was booming more than what it was. And it was booming because I was making cash. But, you know, and he started wearing it. It was just like, oh, now I got this LA support. You know, I got a deal with Fred Siegel's where I dropped in there, and the first person I did a collab with was Drakeo. We had a line wrapped around Fred Siegel showing these people what we can do.
That's fire. That's fire. And talk about that. Like, a lot of people have a hard time, you know, planting that flag here at home. You know what I mean? And what I hear from you is like it's the love spread elsewhere, and then came here. How did you navigate through that and not really have resentment towards the city? Because it's like, yo, I'm one of y'all own, and y'all not supporting me like you probably should. Like, did you have any resentment towards that?
I'm not tender at all.
Okay.
I'm not one of them guys. I'm from the east side. You know, we roast. We very aggressive with each other. Somebody could be the best basketball player in the
Still
world.
Gonna be a clown.
His mama gonna come and be like, boy, but you ain't gooder than me. His uncle gonna be like, boy, you think you good? I'm way better. I used to, you know, everybody's like, not like that, but everybody putting each other down.
Yeah.
Nobody's like, you good? Well, you the best, and we want, no, they like, oh, he think he the shit.
Right.
You know, so you kind of get used to that. Even when I was dealing with overdose and stuff like that, you know, they were like, bro, you can't be doing all of this stuff. You can't be trying to rap, make clothes, sell this, sell that. Like, you got to stick to one. So, you know, I'm always surrounded by people that were doubters, and I don't even take that offensive because that's like how I was raised. Yeah. You know, if I go right now on the east side and pull up in the car, I don't even have to say them. You think you the shit, you ain't the shit. I ain't say that.
I ain't say nothing like that. What you mean?
You know what I mean? Bro, it was so crazy. I used to tell people all the time, till probably 3-4 years ago, my mom was still sending me applications.
Really?
Still sending me applications to
get a job.
You know they hiring over at LAUSD.
So she just didn't see the vision, or she just like in her.
It's your mama. Your mama wants you like you could be a rapper. She wants you to be something that's solid, guaranteed. A job is solid, guaranteed. You know, from them you just hanging out, doing this, doing that. There's nothing reputable. There's nothing good about that. You know, you might be having fun, but from a parent's perspective.
But I would think that would be different once you started being able to pay the bills and, you know, life is sustaining.
Even with it being sustained, I'm like, no, she wasn't a hater.
Yeah.
My mama worked in the parking lot for me, making the money.
Wow.
But even with that, I'd rather you have a job, Joshua, or get a job and do this on the side. And I'll tell people that until this day. Get a job and have some guaranteed money and do the other stuff. Because if you're relying on this, you're putting a lot of strain on this. Like, it's like trying to carry a trailer with a little bitty 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
It's better to have a V8 that, like, even, you know, it can pull this type of stuff. A job gonna keep your bills paid, keep you smelling good, keep you being able to wash your clothes. And now with that, you could do this on the weekend, but I wasn't trying to get no job. I'm like, it's all in or all out, mama.
So why how could you give somebody that advice when you wouldn't follow that yourself?
I give people that advice because I still had a hustle. I had like a hustle to make the money, and the clothes was my hobby.
Got you.
You know, I always have some kind of, so why she's like, okay, replace the hustle with the job and then do your clothes. I'm like, no, I'm a hustle with the clothes. You know, they come here to buy a shirt. They come here to buy this. I'm going to sell them a shirt. I'm going to give them a shirt. And if they come back wearing a shirt, I might give them a discount on something else next. You know? So she wasn't like knocking the clothes. She was just knocking that I was out here hustling and doing all type of stuff for money, you know, driving to the Bay Area 5 hours to come back. And now I'm sitting in the parking lot with no gun, no nothing, selling merchandise. That shit is dangerous.
That's crazy, yeah. That's wild.
In the middle of COVID, where the police are not out, you in the middle of downtown dealing with not the best people.
Right.
You know, my brand does not target the scholars at that time. It was targeting its demographic.
Yeah.
So I get her. And I can't knock her. You know, but I tell a lot of people, hey, you know, these kids is watered down, bro. I'm an 80s baby, 88, few of the last. You know, it's something in us, you know. Them Freeway Ricks and all of that. Yeah, that's the stuff we came up around. Our parents seen, whether we realize it or not, that's what we grew up around, being born in the 80s. Yeah. You know, now these younger cats, it's a whole different ball game. They all not cut out for it. When I give somebody that advice, I'm just trying to give you the easiest, more sufficient way to get here.
Yeah. No, I mean, I applaud it, and I like that you do that. But then there's also people that, you know what I mean, that don't, like, somebody will look at you like, how come you can't tell me that because you did it your way and it worked. But you also have something in you that allowed you to kind of like
raised in a very, 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 very different environment. You know, and even in that environment, bro, I thank God to this day I made it out the situations I did, because a lot of people didn't. So I wouldn't tell people to take the exact route that I did, because it's a lot of liability in it.
Do you look at and the reason why I asked you about Drakeo the Ruler and Nipsey, I saw a video that you did that you know, were on the corner of Crenshaw and Sloss. I mean, you frequented that area a lot, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, while he was here, and the last few interviews that I've done, man, I've really been making it a point to tell the people that I talk to, like, dog, I appreciate being able to experience you. You understand? Because I think we take it for granted. We definitely take it for granted, like who we, you know, especially here in LA. It's like, oh, well, that's the homies. You know what I'm saying? We grew up with them. We came up together, but it's like, what this has shown me is life is so short, man. And it's like, I just appreciate being able to see people's story. Even me and you, like, we don't know each other like that.
Yeah.
But being able to see the story and the struggle and seeing what you made, you know, selling clothes out of a van and like being able to pop your brand off, and now seeing, you said earlier that the scholars weren't your demographic, but now they are.
I'm at USC, awful lot of SC. You know what I mean? Like,
and I think that's fire. And it's like, I like having these conversations, because it's like, yo, you need to know how important you are. You know what I mean? For you, do you ever kind of step outside of yourself, like, damn, like, I really got a chance to and I do experience some amazing people, some amazing individuals on my journey up.
Yeah, I all the time, bro. All the time. This career path that I has chosen has opened up so many doors for me to connect with so many people. It's a blessing, and I do sit back plenty of times and just realize the type of relationships I have, but I'm so used to it, because these friendships and relationships, I get paid off of them now. So, you know, it's like you stepping back and be like, dang, bro, you buff. Well, shit, you carrying boxes all day. You should be a little buff. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what the muscle, the muscle is to help me work.
Right.
So this, like, the bigger I am, I use it to make more money. You know, so I step back and I love it, but I know what I got, so I don't let people play with me. You know, it's not shocking. You know, I use what I got to leverage a lot of situations. You know, just because I've been around people with advantages and I see how they're treated and how they leverage situations. So I'm never stepping back like, oh, you the man. I'm stepping back like, don't let them play with you, bro. Right. Like, I'm stepping outside of myself, looking at situations and telling them, no, they wouldn't do nobody else like that.
Don't let them do that to you.
You know that saying, they say a bottle of water at the store is this price. A bottle of water at the airport is this price. A bottle of water at a concert is this price. You know, so if I'm in a situation and I feel like people are playing with me, I'm going to remove myself from that situation and go to a situation where I'm valued more, you know, because I already know my value.
Man, well, let's talk about some of these locations, man. You got, 2 locations here in LA, right? The Houston thing is going big as well, man. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
When you originally started, was that the goal to get flagship stores in multiple locations? How did that actually come about?
The goal was just to sell a hoodie a day, bro.
Damn.
It was just, okay, you going to get a job. They giving you fucking 17, 15 an hour after tax. You take it home. If I can sell one hoodie for $200 a day, then I'm good. That was always the goal, and I never looked up and really, it's like one hoodie a day, one hoodie a day. It's just like you telling yourself, just do 25 push-ups.
Right.
Just do 25 push-ups. Now you're doing 1,000 push-ups a day off of just 25 push-ups. They're like, bro, you're not going to do nothing now. I'm like, just going to keep my head down and do my 25.
That's so funny
25.
that you use that analogy because I'm literally going through that right now. I'm up to 100 now a day.
Yeah.
Right? And before I started off at 25, and then I did 50, and then now it's 100. And the push-up police is out there because they was looking at me. They're like, hey, man, you're not going all the way. So now I started
going all the way down. You got to slow down. You got to make it tighter.
So it's like, all right, I got y'all. But you start with the lower reps and then increase that. And then, that's how you apply that strategy. So it's funny that you use that analogy, man.
Then it just goes into like, okay, whatever capital I got, it started off whatever capital I got, I'm trying to flip it. You can flip it fast and it be a risk, or you can flip it slow. It take longer, but it's a bigger reward for your deposit. So it's like, okay, right now we're just trying to get a profit.
Got you.
But the more every day, okay, now we're trying to get a profit with less liability.
Which strategy do you like? Well, I mean, I'm sure you like the bigger capital one, but which strategy do you feel like you lean more towards? The one with less risk in the beginning, or
less risk?
Less risk.
Less risk. That's what my whole thing is built about. Less risk, less liabilities. I pay for security at my stores, so my customers are safe, so my employees are safe. I pay for insurance. We want less risk. Yeah. I at one point in time, I remember it was a year, and I was like, this year I'm not focusing on making more money, focusing on not losing money. That's 2 different ways to make money. You could, one of my biggest years has some of my biggest losses. Yeah. To where it's like, bruh, I made this, but then they took this, lost this, spent that, lost this, lost that. So now it's just like when you go through like years and stuff like that and you look at a whole, it's not even about trying to climb the super ladder super fast. It's about just making it to the next step, making it to the next without slipping or falling or taking an L. Yeah.
Let's talk about these partnerships, man. You got Four Loko, you got Rhyme USA, the sneaker situation, man. There's a lot of partnerships, a lot of things that
brands not friends.
Hey, look. So what I love about this is that you've leveraged your whole situation, right? What makes you say yes when somebody comes to the table with a potential situation? What's that one thing you're like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense, or yeah, no.
Capital. Capital. Like people come to me, oh, do you just say it depends on the situation? I might be behind in something, or I need some money. Where they at? Let's do it. Right. I control the narrative most of the time anyway. I don't look at it as, oh, I ain't gonna lie. At a point in time, bro, I was doing pop-ups and all these collabs. I'm sitting like, bro, I'm going to these cities, taking these little 20s, 40s and stuff from these people, and I'm just being in more ghetto situations, and it's a risk. Yeah. That's
risk, yeah.
It's like this money is coming, but it's like you putting yourself in the trenches, So it's like how much do you need that money? That you really ready to risk your life, risk your jewelry, risk anything for it, and at a point in time when you early, hell yeah. People are committing felonies to get this money. Yeah. All I gotta do is go to Mississippi and sit over here for a day, and they're gonna give me this, and plus let's do it.
Let's do it, yeah.
But then after a while you kind of start getting more picky, but it's always the money, bro. I'm from the east side. I'm from not having it.
You been a manyan, baby.
We gonna change the demographic, bro. I remember one time I felt so bad too. I did a collaboration with somebody, and they paid me so much money, and it was just a big opportunity because they had like a real big brand, and they created the design, and I printed the design, and I'm just like, yeah, and bro, it was an upside down cross on that motherfucker.
Oh, snap. Are you serious?
Upside, but I'm like, yeah, I don't worship. I don't care what
I'm
they
controlling
got.
the narrative.
I don't care. Read it in the Bible.
That's crazy.
They put the crosses upside down. It wasn't to knock Jesus. You know what I mean? It's just most people turned into that.
Yeah.
You know, so
that's a hell of a narrative to switch up, though.
Bro, you go and read it and look it up, and I'm just like, bro, y'all know I'm not on that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's all about your point of view. You feel me? It's all about your point of view, and it's all about you.
So how do you respond to somebody that says, man, look, all money is not good money?
It's not. Okay. All money is not good money. Like, I'm not dealing with certain people.
Got you.
I don't care how much money it is, and if it is, I'm dealing with them at a distance.
I'm still gonna deal with you, but
just
at a distance.
Bro, I done missed birthdays, Christmas.
Yeah.
I done lost a lot of stuff because we didn't have. Mm-hmm. I've been broke longer than I've been up, and when I say broke, I mean underground. Yeah. You know, I was all the way up into my 30s in the back of my head. Yeah. I'm like prepared to spend a lot of time in jail.
Wow.
35 right now.
Yeah.
All the way up into my 30s, that was just in the back of my head. So if it happened, I'm not tripping.
Right. You're not caught off guard.
I'm just like, I'm not ready to jump off and cry. I'm like, bro, I already knew this shit was happening. You know the system.
So I'm so glad you said I want to play something for you. You'll recognize it, but I want to know. I'm gonna just play it, and then we'll ask you the question in a second.
I just don't get it, bro. Like, when you got a business, having a business is like when they saying turn it off, you just stop. You can't stop, bro. Like, why would I stop when everybody else stop? Like, I don't get it. Like, when y'all clock out, I'm still clocked in. When y'all clock in, I'm still clocked in. When y'all clock out again, I'm still clocked in. I'm trying to win this race, bro. It's like trying to crack a safe, like, and they say time, and everybody walk away. No, I'm still there I'm damn near trying to crack 2 safes before a nigga come back, bro. Like, this is a race, and I'm trying to win this shit, and I can't stop until I win. And even when I win, it's like Jay-Z that's been winning for motherfucking years, bro. Y'all that be stopping, I don't know, I don't have it in me. I can't stop. I've been broke for 30-something years. I only been wherever I'm at for a few.
So that's why you said that just now. That just made me think of this post, serious. Right? And you put "Don't ever stop trying," which is acronym for DEST right now that you have. But I want to know what triggered that post. Like, what did you see? What was going on that day for you to be like, I got to hop on and let the people know? Because it seemed like something had just happened. Everybody was gone at the warehouse. Everybody gone at the warehouse. I just got up doing all type of stuff. I come back, everybody gone. And that's the difference between the owner and the employee. And then the movie, I just watched some movie where they wanted to crack this big safe, so they hired all these people to come in and crack the safe. And then they all practicing the day before, and then they time. And most people are stopping, and he's still there just getting it perfect, just trying to make sure it's perfect. And then I'm just got on watching some chef show, and how it'd be like days, first day, then you stop, then you start over again. In a business, when they say stop, you don't stop. Right.
Time.
Yeah.
We'll start again tomorrow. Nah, bro, what are you talking about? Time. I'm not even done with the sauce. I got a business, cooking. Bro. Right. So while y'all sleeping, I'm perfecting. So when y'all wake up, I'm already ready. Y'all like, what? We went to sleep. Yeah, because y'all treating this like a job.
Wow.
Now, y'all getting off work. I don't get off. My mind does not let me get off work. Even if I'm not at work, I'm still thinking of work. When I go and visit these artists, I got a trunk full of clothes.
Ready.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to sell them. I'm trying to get some pictures. If I'm going somewhere, I'm not going somewhere to enjoy myself. I'm going somewhere to maybe capitalize and enjoy myself. But that's what my whole life is dedicated to, especially with these bills I done racked up. You can't, I need to, what am I stopping for?
Right.
If you average out how much you pay mortgage and rent, it's not like you only paying from 9 to 5. Right. You paying for that whole everything. Facts. So you got to get your money's worth.
Facts. Yeah. Right. Now, so where's the balance into that though? You know what I mean?
Because hard balance,
you're a family man. You're a father. Like, how do you navigate through that? Because I understand, the bills got to get paid.
That totally was really for my wife.
Word.
Just to let, I just felt it on my spirit. Really, babe, I know I'm supposed to be coming home right now, but I just can't stop.
Yeah, yeah.
You want me to come home right now and lay down and go to sleep.
The lights got to stay on.
What?
Yeah.
Come on, I'm thinking about the outfit for the shoot tomorrow. I'm thinking about what they gonna wear. I'm thinking about, okay, now I'm thinking about it so much. Okay, let's throw a Four Loko in there. I'm thinking about it so much. Let's try to cross-brand this whole thing.
Yeah.
These businesses take a lot of thought and work.
Right.
So when I say get off, I'm not sitting there printing up shirts while y'all going home. It's like my mind is still on this business timing, and you have to think about it, bro. You have to overly think. And with me, I have so many employees at high levels, but they're not always the most, what is the word I want to say? Like, they don't be having a vision. So I'll have to think, like, if this was my company, I'll be thinking about stuff that you need to ask. Right. I'll be thinking of shots that you need to get. Right. I'll be thinking of make sure you get a picture of them together. Make sure he wear this hoodie. Make sure he shot the brand out. Because if I don't, it's not going to get done, and I'm the one that's losing. Yeah. You know? So I'm thinking for everybody. And then now it's time for y'all to do the thinking and think more, but sometimes they don't even think as much into it, so I have to give them more thoughts. Like, well, how about this? How about that? Yeah. And it doesn't matter. We got to win.
Yes, I mean, and it's your vision, so nobody's going to care more than you at the end of the day.
Come on.
You know what I mean? And that, I think that shows the difference between why you're successful and why a lot of brands and why a lot of just people, individuals, like, entrepreneurs fall flat because, like you said, there's a time some people clock out, and it's like, nah, if you really want this, you got to stay on, and but I do think that there is a fine line. You got to figure out that balance, and whatever works out for you. You understand? Yeah. But at the same time,
right now, there's no balance because, bro, and you think of balance, you got to think of the whole thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, you want me to get off early and stop, but that's not gonna keep you in this type of lifestyle.
Right. No, I trust me. I get it. I get it.
I'll give you a day. Mm-hmm. I'll give y'all all a day. I'll give y'all mornings.
That's a balance. That's a balance right there.
I'm not never spending the night out. I'm always coming home every day. I'm waking up with my kids and I'm giving them a day.
That's balance though. That's your version of balance. That's what I'm saying. Everybody has their unique versions of balance. Like for me, I like taking my kids to school. You understand? That's my thing. I love doing that. But everybody's version is completely different. That's my thing. As long as you found a way, it ain't perfect, but as long as you found your way to do it, that's cool.
Type of way, I see a lot of people that don't even cut it in. They chase the bag 24/7.
Sure.
They'll miss a birthday. Yeah. They'll miss this. They'll miss that. And it's just like, with me, I'm not missing that. Mm-hmm. Luckily I have a wife that's really on my head, that's not taking the little stuff at all. It's like, nah, you wanted to give me a day, you still got to come home at this time.
Give me that day.
I don't care if Cardi, Thug, Ken, I don't care who call you.
You like, but then look, it's like, look who here. Look,
that's the fights I'm ready to put up with. I'm sorry. You don't know how I feel when a bill come up and you don't have the money to pay it, right. Or you got to wait. That's a hard feeling to have. Like I haven't experienced that in a long time, and once I did, it's like, okay, got to cut this off and just, what Nip say? Sometimes you got to get ugly.
Ugly, man. Got to get ugly.
Cut all the fun and you just put,
How you said it's been a couple of years since you've been out of, like, I would say survival mode, right?
Well, like, yeah, it's been a couple of years since I've been in like a lower level survival mode, but we are always
another level. For sure.
Like, oh shit, we gotta pay this tab by when. Yeah. Complex con want what?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Rolling Loud need what? 60
it don't
what?
Ever stop. Yeah. It don't ever.
Damn.
Stop.
I just kind of we in boom. I just spent it all on this. Mm-hmm. If this don't work, what? I didn't did I remember I did Rolling Loud one time. This one we recently, this is 24 or 23 we did Rolling Loud LA. Well, we probably spent over like a quarter $250,000 on it, bro. And it was a great return. But then I didn't pay my taxes. And I took it all.
Yikes.
Survival mode.
Went back
I gotta pay everybody back. I gotta pay everybody because I'm like, just wait. Just everybody hold off.
Everybody hold on.
Then they see it, and I'm like, we did good. I'm seeing the numbers, and I'm just wait for it to come, and it never came.
Damn.
It never came, but you can't people still want to get paid. These vendors want to get paid for their blanks, their time. Employees want to get paid. So now it's survival mode. You know?
You back at
and
it.
hopefully, like, of course, sometimes, like, little things I might not get, but for the most part, I try to, you know, stay, like, above water.
Yeah. Okay. Man, it's a fire story because it's just like, it shows, like, the different levels in which you're willing to go for what you want. And you know what I mean? And not everybody has that. But what's the difference between Joshua and Desto Dubb? Is there a difference?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Joshua is like, Desto Dubb is international. Joshua is like that little mama's boy.
Got it.
You know what I mean? You'll know the difference between when my wife called me Joshua or she called me Dub. Dub probably was out working all night.
Yeah.
Joshua was at church trying to cook dinner and breakfast. You know what I mean? Sometimes I can't be Joshua, you know?
Yeah.
When Desto Dubb, he's like, you know, he's the image. You know, this is Desto Dubb on that soda, you know? Joshua is somebody who don't have the brand. You don't need the brand, you know? So it's like, if I go somewhere, like right now, y'all getting Desto.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're going to get Desto. You're going to get a person that's going to tell you a story, that's going to inspire you.
Right.
Joshua just kicking it with his kids. I can care less what y'all doing. Joshua was on the beach.
Fire.
Joshua was at his mama's house. That's Joshua. Joshua was curled up with his girl, you know what I mean? But Desto Dubb, he's on the scene. He's an entrepreneur. He's an outgoer, you know? And what I mean between that is when I walk into a meeting, you're not getting Joshua. You're getting Desto.
Is there any situations where Joshua has to pull up for Desto or vice
When
versa?
the police pull you over?
I'm Joshua.
When you go to court?
I'm Joshua. Take all this shit off.
When you talking to that mortgage company? When you trying to get a house? That's when Joshua come into play.
Hello. How
what's
are
going
you?
on, people? How y'all doing?
Good afternoon.
Nice to meet you.
So let me talk to Joshua real quick, man. What's some dad advice that you can give to myself and other fathers out there based off of your experience?
Bro, I run into a lot of people, and this is just overall dad advice. Nobody can keep you from your kids. Not one person in America can keep you from your kids. You know, like, so like everybody's saying all of the, like, oh, she won't let me, or it's your, like, you know, whatever the case. Right. You can have a great girl, bad girl, turn it, but it's you. You can go and see it. You can pull up to that school. You can pull up to the house, even if. But a lot of times, like, well, I'm not doing all that just to see the bit. Like, that's
Why
you
not?
then,
Right? Yeah, that's.
Well, she not able to come with me. I can't leave. She just gonna let me get. That's you. So you know, nobody can keep you away from your kids. Another good dad advice is, I'm learning, you know, but just based off of my experience, I like to be tougher on my kids. I like to be tough on my kids.
I think that's the 80s baby in us.
Yeah, you know, my son or daughter fall, I'm not picking them up. I don't even want you to pick them up. Let them get themselves up.
You gotta dust it off.
I don't want them to sit there and be crying, man, get up. They bounce right up. You see, my kid could fall anywhere. They bounce back up. You know, that's a big one. And then, I don't know, have them attached to your family. You know, I try to keep my kids, like, I throw my daughter birthday every year in the hood.
Fire.
Give her a birthday in the hood every year, and I invite everybody to come. I'll never want to think she's better than anybody. Y'all all the same. You know, it kind of scares me that we're so blessed that she's not going to have to go through the struggles. But in my mind, I'm just hoping that means since she started from ground, she's going to go up.
Right.
You know, a lot of time us starting from underground, you try so hard to get above ground that you just keep going.
Yeah.
You know, with her, she got it all. So, you know, I'll just be trying to figure out ways to keep her somewhat with some of the things that I was raised off of. You going to your grandma's house, you hanging out with your grandma. I want them to know who they came from, where they came from, and don't let any of this materialistic stuff change you, which is kind of hard for a kid,
right.
You know, but those are some of the things I'm trying to plant inside of them. And, like, if I'm with my kids and I'm with anybody of their cousins, friends or something, I'm getting them all the same thing. My daughter don't like to share. She's very stingy, but I don't want somebody thinking that, because I was that kid. I promise I used to be out with people all the time, and they dads or brothers or uncles buying them stuff. And on the east side, they're not buying you shit.
Yeah.
You ain't my, that's that. You ain't my kid.
Right,
ain't my
right.
You coming back, they got shoes, clothes. I've never done that once.
Damn.
You out with me and my daughter or my son, the kid getting everything they getting.
That's fire. We got to set up a play date.
Yeah,
So you have, how you got two?
Yeah, I got two.
So do you parent your first from your second? Like, do you parent them differently, or is it the same across the board?
Bro. So my first kid, she's for sure born above ground. I got the first year I got my first store on Melrose, I had her.
Okay.
So we was already booming. I started in a house in Burbank, then we moved to like the big house in the valley with the gated community. So she's a little bit more energetic, more fun, playful. My son, bro, had a nanny since he was born.
Got it. So he's had a little more shelter.
And I don't know how that's going to turn out. With my daughter, she had to thug it with us at certain times. You know what I mean? That's what my son, he doesn't go nowhere. My boy is in the house under the AC
chilling
with a nanny,
right.
talking about, come on.
So do you notice a big difference between them? The reason why I'm asking that is because my first one, no problems. Slept through the night, no issues. He just the perfect kid. My second one is giving me what we didn't get plus some. And it's like, oh shit, the way I have to parent one is different than the other one. I have to be harder on my youngest one than I had to be on my first one. So I'm interested to hear, is that the same situation?
My daughter have to be harder on my first one.
Okay.
Because the second one was raised around more structure.
Got you. Okay.
Everything is on time. Everything is on time. He's not on the iPad. He's not on the phone. He's only one. But at my daughter at one, she was crying over iPad.
Wow.
Because she was raised. Even we always had help, but it was like my wife's godmom was watching them. So she's just spoiling them. Yeah, now we have like a nanny that don't even speak English. So she's not even watching TV or putting on none of that
all
stuff.
The attention is on him.
Yeah. You wake up, she's going on a walk with him. He's on a time schedule. He sleep by like 6, 7.
Oh, man.
My daughter, she's up right now on the iPad. Up right now somewhere.
You got to call a second ago.
Yeah, I called. Bye, click. Stop hanging up on me, girl. My son, he's more like structured. He listens more, but he gets more sad when I leave. My daughter, she's not tripping.
She's like, all right.
Peace. Yeah, all right, Daddy. Love you. Bye. Close the door.
Come home. Yeah.
Close the door.
Yeah.
Here you go now. My son is like, don't leave. Right. No. He crying on the floor. He hear the door open. They got the front door open.
Right. Yeah.
He's,
where we at?
Start crying because I'm about to leave, but it's all structured. So like he more on the time schedule. My daughter all over the place. But my daughter, she gets to go more places because she's like, she can chill. She'll hop in the car, put her seatbelt on, and be chilling. My son hop in the car, he tweaking. Where my parents at?
All right, so before we get up out of here, I want to ask you, so you've been dropping gems, so I want to ask you, you can drop some more, a lot of awful lessons, right? So another lesson I want to know is what one of the biggest misconceptions that you probably face, as a business owner, as brand, fashion wise, like what's one of the biggest misconceptions that you kind of run into that either people may or may not know about?
So it's probably a few, but the first one that I would bring up, because it just happened this weekend, my boy Rio, the young OG, he's fresh out of jail. He came to LA one day, I put out the red carpet. We ended up doing a collaboration. When we did the collaboration, it was probably 400 or 500 people outside. Wow. Then I got him with about 20, 30 people, him and his buddies, friends, all that. I'm running the whole program. I'm like, okay, Rio, we're going to get you in, get y'all in the backyard, lock the backyard. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go outside, tell the security in 5 minutes, we're going to start letting them in 5 at a time. Wow. When them 5 come in, I'm showing the employees, look, okay, when they come in, you stick with them, see what they want, let them know if you got to buy something to get the picture. Now when they get done buying stuff, I need all y'all to stand over here in a single file line. Matter of fact, line up like this. Now that y'all lined up over there, we got about 20 people over here. I need y'all to walk over here and stand. I'm going to go to the back. Hey, Greedo, I got about 2 interviews. I'm going to bring one. You know, don't make it too long because they're going to ask too many questions. You know, get the interview. After that, I'm going to come and grab you. We're going to go outside, take about 20, 30 pictures, and I'm going to bring you back and knock out the rest of the line. And this is regular for me. But one of his guys, while we did the show, they said, bro, I seen you working and I couldn't believe it. Like, that shit is inspiring how hands-on you are. You know, most people I see at your level, they just sitting back, smoking, chilling, telling somebody else what to do.
Work, right.
You were literally doing everyone's job. You were the security. You were the host. You were the retail. You was the cashier. I'm seeing you make sure, and I'm like, yeah, just because at the end of the day, it's my bread.
It's your bread, right.
If y'all not moving fast enough, we not getting these customers in and out. Yeah. Rio's gonna leave. Nobody's gonna get their pictures. Yeah. I know how I want my program run because I run it plenty of times, and it's my money.
And you've probably seen different L's based off of how you did shit before.
I go to pop-ups. I see where they have a lot of people just hanging around. That don't bring no money.
Right.
The customers don't get a picture. You got a line outside, and they ain't here just chilling. No, come on. Buy. You're not buying. Get them out of here.
Yeah.
Excuse me, are you buying something? Your friend bought something, that doesn't come from you. You have to leave unless you buy something. You know, and it's my money, so I'm gotta be the dominant offender. Yeah. Nobody else is gonna do that. They don't care. They here to clock in and clock out.
Right.
I'm trying to make a certain amount within this hour because I have to pay him a percentage. And I don't want him to feel like, damn, this all I made with that line out there. They don't care about logistics. So let's you feel me? 90% of the stuff is like my vision. Yeah. And then 90% of the time, I'm doing the first steps.
Damn. Executing the whole time.
And people can't believe that. They don't believe that. They see me with these tattoos,
so
these jewelries.
The misconception is they think
double cut. They think I'm just like this.
Right. Nope.
Yeah, pick that. Not knowing I'm the one finding the references. I'm the one sitting down there telling them how to do. I'm used to be a tattoo artist. Yeah. I'm damn near gonna sketch it out for you if you don't get it right.
Damn.
I'm hands-on. And that's why I tell you, like, I don't stop. It's not like I get off work. Oh no, bro. I'm always working. It's always
this. Yeah. With the product.
We brands. Come on.
What would you tell somebody that's starting up now that is trying to do what you're doing, trying to get to that level? What's one of the key things that they need to know prior to getting into all this?
I'm trying to think of a person. Okay, so you just getting into this and you trying to get it. You know what I mean? It depends on, am I trying to give them inspiration or I'm trying to keep them 100? It depends on the mood I am. But depending on the person that's trying to really grow their brand and they got a brand, it just happened. I was doing Venice Ball. They have somebody that's out there every week just like me with a little table trying to sell shirts. And they're like, how did you get it this way? I'm like, you got to endorse somebody. You know, I don't care. It don't have to be the biggest. Yeah, somebody look on your followers who has the most followers, style them, give them clothes. You know, make sure that you're attached to them. Once you're attached to them, as they grow, you grow. Then you find more people. Fuck with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
so that's what I would tell any person with anything, because that's the easiest way. There's other ways to doing it. Being the best, being the fastest, having the best product. Yes, that is. But even you want to cut the line?
Yeah.
You want to cut the line? Jump on bro boat. Watch what's gonna happen.
See the wave.
And then you got it. And then you can start kind of small with a C, A-list, B-list, C-list person. But if you want to go for the A-list, you got to invest. You know, you're not going to get a little baby by just pulling up, giving them a shirt. Yeah. You're going to get a little baby by pulling up in a Rolls Royce that you rented just for the day, just to meet them, and bringing them a shirt with 10 pair of Air Forces. You ain't got to be 10 pairs, but I'm just saying you got to make them want to fuck with you.
Yeah.
You got to walk in and make them want to represent you. They want to see you. Yeah. And you only got a little time. They not talking to you.
Right.
They not having a conversation with you. They don't want to hear all that.
Back to when you first started, it's like the compliment or figuring out that one strategy that's going to get that person's attention. It's all full circle. That's wild. Do you have, at this moment in your career, are there any regrets? Like, damn, okay, I should have done this a little different, or...
I wish I didn't buy so many cars, bro.
So you didn't need to spend a lot of shit on your own.
Bro, I'm like with the white people and the Jewish people now, and I went backwards. A lot of people have a hard time building a brand. You know, they taking all their money, reinvesting. You know, I was first 3 years, I was 3 cars a year.
Sheesh.
Maybe even 4.
Wow.
And around my birthday, I'm spending like $200-300 on something. Then Christmas, I'm buying my wife's. I spent a lot of money on cars when I should have been putting it up or reinvesting it and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
You know, and a person would say, "Well, that's the image." Yeah, that's what you say afterwards. Yeah. You know, like, well, you can write off the G-Wagon.
Right.
Shouldn't have to write it off. Shouldn't even be spending that.
Right.
Wouldn't even have to be trying to find a way to make it make sense.
But is this just spending just to spend, or is it like you said? Is this going back investing?
You know, in the beginning, I was just spending it, bro.
So it's just not like, to apply to the business.
It was that little kid that used to be at the bus stop
that didn't have.
That used to see the cars going by. I'm like, that's my car. Right. That's my car. Yeah. That's your car. Or my parents picking me up in that 92 Cadillac without the muffler. Oh, your mama here. Now, your mama,
that's Josh's mom.
I think that's your mama right there.
Hey, Josh, that's your mama right there.
Like, what? Why is this motherfucker so loud? Well, even like, we done been in so many situations. I laugh at them now. Like, you driving, y'all on the way, leaving a birthday party, you get pulled over. They putting your mom out the car, your daddy going to jail. Yeah. Now y'all catching the bus back home. Now y'all on the bus for like months. And you like seeing your cousin, like, Mom, why they always keep their cars and we get them? Well, I can't buy no car like that because I don't have a license.
Nigga.
Shit. I ain't your auntie.
Right. All right, Dubb. The year can't end without you doing what? You've accomplished so many things, man. You've gotten so many
the year cannot end.
Partnerships and brands and things of that nature, man. What's on the vision board for you as of right now? The year can't end without.
Well, we go 2 ways. The year can't end. I didn't have a successful year if I didn't do my turkey drive or my Christmas drive at Watts.
Fire. Okay.
You know, that's what I judge my year based off of success. It's not about how many cars I made. It's nothing. It's about if I'm able to give back. You know, and these people, you know, I ain't gonna lie, they look for it every year. I was a kid. I used to go to the Mission to get shoes every year with my mom, and we looked forward to it because that was the only time I was gonna get some name brand shoes. You know, but that's just on a positive note. But with this year, the year can't end without me. I want to open another store.
Is there an idea on the 4th location?
Yeah, I have few potentials, you know. But with my recipe, I have to do several pop-ups just to make sure, you know. With Houston, I did 6 pop-ups in 6 months.
Got you.
But I was there, and every pop-up, I was learning the area, learning the demographic, and I would do within them 6 pop-ups, 2 of them I wasn't there just to see if it made money without me being there. I haven't been to Houston in about 45 days now.
Wow,
store's still running.
Well, okay, so is there a city that's leading the pack as of right now for you? It's not a solid.
So it's different. It's different demographics. You know, like, of course, Miami, I would kill it.
Yeah.
But my wife don't like Miami.
That's that balance.
You know, my wife don't like Miami. Okay. Atlanta, I would kill it. I just don't feel that safe in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Going out there trying to set up shop. It's a lot of haters and robbers, and with me being there, like when I went to Houston, it was so much love that I had to. And then the more I gave to Houston, the more it was reciprocated.
Back into
you know, some places you give, you look like a target.
Yeah.
Oh, this nigga just giving, we gonna take.
Damn, that's crazy that you are aware of that and use that. Yeah, use that because again, I mean, it could go 2 ways. It can go like you said. Oh, I can kill out here. The money and that being the thing that drives you versus let me be logical about this. Let me, my safety and this might not be the best move for the brand for myself. Like, so the fact that you're able
it's a lot of factors, bro, at this level. You know, it's a lot of factors and safety is number one. Yeah. Safety is number one. And then bro, it's not an amount of money that'll make me want to argue with my wife every day. Yeah. You know? Like it's not, but I still do gotta make the money. So like even with Houston, it's like I don't have to go out there. But I do got to get it started. Yeah. So I'm going to take it with it, get it started. But, like, I'm not there like that. Yeah. I don't have to be there. I have a team. You know, so that's always the goal, not to spend more time away from them because that's all they think. You get all these stores. You got to go to 5 stores in 5 different states every month just for them to run. Wow. It's like I don't want a store that I have to go to for it to run.
Right. You don't have to be there. Like, that don't make sense. That's taking your time away.
The referee on the Foot Locker thing ain't never been to all these Foot Lockers. What is it? Cracker Barrel ain't never been to all them Cracker Barrels.
Yeah. Facts. Well, Desto Dubb, man, I appreciate you pulling up, man. Is there anything you want to make sure the people know that we haven't already mentioned?
Man, put God first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pray. Thank him. Always give back. Never forget where you came from. Don't forget, but be aware. And just, enjoy life. Yeah. Work. Take care of your family. If you're not taking care of your family, you're probably not going to get no blessings. I feel like I'm blessed so much because I bless so many people. It's like it's a cheat code. It's like, okay, I can hit him and he going to hit all of these people. You winning. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for me, bro. And just, don't ever stop trying. A lot of people think they too old to do something or too late. I love different scenarios where people boom late. Yeah. It's the Jelly Bean. Remember that the country singer? He was like 40, pushing 40, and he Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll, yeah.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like, don't ever think it's too late. And it kind of be funny in the beginning when you like, bro, I'm way older than everybody here. But then when you get some money, that shit don't matter.
Don't matter at all.
It don't matter. You could be the oldest person in the room. They looking at you like, I'm trying to get with him.
Yeah. And you got the life experience behind you now.
Yeah, somebody overly.
Older. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you pulling up, man. I enjoyed this conversation, getting a chance to get to know you more. Like I said, I've seen from afar, so to be able to peep this and get some wisdom from you, and I know a lot of the people that's listening or even watching this is getting the same thing, man. So I appreciate you, brother. Man, Chuck Dizzle, live and direct. We keep it in homegrown. Desto Dubb. We'll catch y'all next time.
Off a lot of it.